Figures of Action here, and today we're taking a look at the Mezco 112 Collective Punisher action figure. This is the regular version of the Punisher, not the classic white variant or the previews exclusive deluxe Punisher, just the regular one, which was good enough for me. I had missed out on pre-order because I could not see myself paying $80 for an action figure. And yesterday I actually paid $20 in idiot tax for missing this guy the first time. So I am here to tell you, you need to pre-order these if you think that you might be interested in one. You should pre-order your Mezco, and you should pre-order from freshfigures.com. There'll be a link in the description below. Now, you won't find any Punishers there because they've long since been sold out everywhere, but you'll find some other upcoming Mezco releases still available for pre-order. So you don't end up 3 months from now wishing that you had got one and they're sold out everywhere and going for very high prices on the aftermarket. So let's take a quick look at the Punisher. He came in a big deluxe box with a lot of accessories. The 112 packaging is pretty amazing. It came with a slip cover to the box with some nice promo pics there on the back. Punisher logo on both sides, and then on the bottom it has some information. And it's a slip cover, so it slips off the box, and then the box itself is a 5th panel display box. It's got magnets on the side, and it opens like a book so that you could see where the Punisher was housed with all his accessories in a series of trays on the inside, and then some nice inside the box art as well. On the back is just part of the Punisher logo. Half of the Punisher logo in a gray color, which is really cool, and was not one of the images that I had seen online anywhere. I'd seen all the rest of the images, but not that one. So that was kind of a nice surprise. Pretty cool. I like the gray. So the Punisher was housed inside in between 2 plastic trays with a plastic bag over him, I guess to prevent paint rub or anything from the plastic in front of him. The extra heads were also packaged in little plastic bags inside their sleeves, and Mezco, as well as including a figure stand that you can use either with a peg or with the arm, also comes with a bag for holding all your accessories. This is my second 112 figure. Deadpool had been the first one about 2 weeks ago, and the Punisher came with a lot more accessories than even Deadpool did. So I was pretty impressed and glad that I did take the time to track this guy down yesterday. It was very worth it. We'll take a look at the figure. Here's a closer look at his stand. The Mezco 112 stands seem to be all pretty similar. Will come with a stylized base and then a peg that you can pop out with the bottom of the arm, so you can put the arm in there. So that's pretty cool. And we'll take a closer look at this guy. This is the head sculpt that he came with in the box. There's 2 alternate head sculpts that we'll get to in a minute. I've got his trigger hands on, but he also comes with some other hands that we'll take a look at. He's got an assault rifle here and a submachine gun. This is how I posed him. And then also he's got a pretty big combat knife back behind him. So the level of detail on this figure and accessories is just amazing, the best I've ever seen on an action figure. Really, really impressed with what Mezco is doing, and I haven't given up on my beloved Marvel Legends just yet, but I probably will be picking up a few more of these 112 because I had to have the Punisher after I saw how awesome the Deadpool was. I'd initially passed because I thought $80 was just completely outrageous for an action figure, but once I got one in my hand, I immediately understood why they were $80 and where that extra money goes. If you're in a comfortable $20 price range like me with Marvel Legends, try a Mezco 112. You'll be impressed. I promise. You'll.
They have real clothes. Like
They do have real clothes, like a doll. They've got soft goods, at least the ones that I do have. I think there may be. I think I saw one that had less soft goods, but I don't think I've seen one that doesn't have soft goods. He's got like a, seems to be like a one-piece pants and shirt with a bit of a collared neck. I don't want to call it a turtleneck, but he's got a lot more range of motion than I can comfortably get from my Deadpool. Well, my Deadpool's got a good range of motion. He's got some leather or imitation leather on his outfit, and it does restrict some of the poses, but Frank here doesn't seem to have that same problem. It's pretty easy to get his arms to go all the way up and get his legs out if he was going to kick somebody. So something I found a little restrictive from the Deadpool costume. But Frank's got a little imitation leather here on his elbow pads, if you can make out the difference there on the color. Frank probably is about as tall as Deadpool, maybe just a little bit taller. Can we show everybody how tall he is real quick?
Yeah. And don't forget to watch the Deadpool video.
That's right. Well, I still have to tell about the articulation and accessories and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a little closer.
But don't forget to watch that Deadpool video. But stay tuned in this one. But then you can watch the Deadpool video. But if you've already watched it, thank you. He's in the middle of 6 and 7.
Just over 6 inches?
Yes.
About 6 1/4 inches tall. I had him standing next to Deadpool in some pictures that I took yesterday that I put on my Instagram, which is also Figures of Action. And
Follow him on Instagram.
he seemed like he was just a hair taller than Deadpool. We'll run through the articulation real quick and take a look at the accessories. He's got a ball-pegged head. And what I mean is, it's designed kind of like a barbell. There's a post here, there's a ball here, and then there's a post, and then there's another ball inside the neck. And then the neck itself is also on a joint, so it moves all around. What I mean by that is you can get a point of articulation there, but there's also one, the neck actually turns as well, or pivots as well. He's got ball jointed shoulders, which can go out and they can go, let's see, go up and back. I don't think he's got the butterfly joints that Deadpool seemed to have. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He's got this ball pegged wrists, so the hands are interchangeable and the wrist is actually a ball. And it's got a peg on it and it's got a hinge, but it also turns. It's got an incredible range of motion there in the wrist. And the hands just pop back on like that. So, pretty cool stuff. He's got a, let's see if we can get this out. Pull the knife out so I can show the the waist articulation and stuff. I got this out once yesterday, but it's a very snug fit. Kind of got to work at it a little bit, and this is difficult. All right, combat knife, pretty good size combat knife. So he can crunch forward a bit and go back a bit. He's got a waist swivel. I think he's got a diaphragm joint too in there, seems to be. The chest plate, which I read was removable if you pop these out. The chest plate hinders that just a little bit. It's a hard plastic that looks like painted metal, but it's just plastic. If you pull the belt up, which is movable on the costume as well as the armor, you can get a pretty good range of motion out of these legs.
And he can kind of do the splits.
Yeah, kind of. Pretty good motion. They'll even go back a little bit too. So
that's weird.
He's got a ball pegged hips, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a boot swivel, and an ankle pivot. A little to the left, a little to the right, and forward and back. Not a huge range of motion in the ankle pivot, but it is enough to get you in some pretty cool poses. He came with a bunch of extra hands. So he's got 2 trigger hands. Where's the other trigger hand? It's on the gun. So he's got 2 trigger hands. He's got a grabbing hand. He's got a hand that holds the underneath of the assault rifle, it looks like. He's got 2 fists. He's got a karate chopping hand. So, pretty cool. We saw the combat knife. The assault rifle has a removable magazine, and Punisher also included an extra removable magazine, so that there's 2. The submachine gun has a removable magazine, and there's an extra removable magazine, so that there's 2 of those. He came with this really cool pistol with a semi-automatic. The clip comes out of that, and there's an extra clip, so there's 2 of those. The slide on this pistol actually goes back, and it came with a muzzle flash effect that actually has a bullet at the end of it, and this muzzle flash effect fits on the pistol and the submachine gun and the assault rifle. So getting quite a bit of stuff there, and we haven't even gotten to the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher has a stock that can go up and down, I guess for different positions there on the arm.
And it comes with sticks.
Just a second. The grenade launcher, the barrels actually turn. And if you turn it to the side, you can put the 6 grenades that the Punisher came with inside. They fit right in there. There's 6 of them. I was really impressed with the level of detail here. And
Why they won't come out?
it's all right. I was really impressed with the level of detail in the accessories as well as the figure itself. Let's take a look at the alternate heads. So there's regular Frank, how he came in the
Punisher.
box. Yeah, Punisher. Here is beaten up Frank. He's got the same scars and scratches and marks on his head that he does, but this one he's got a Band-Aid. over his nose, or a bandage, and one of his eyes is black and kind of swelled shut. So some amazing head sculpts. I was really impressed with these in hand. The only other 112 figure I have is Deadpool, and he just, has the masks. So the unmasked heads are really, really cool. And here's the angry, yelling or screaming Frank, which is, again, really, really well done. All the scars and everything are in the same place, but just with the screaming face. So pretty freaking amazing action figure. He's got laces on his boots, wrinkles. You can see where the boots are scratched. He's got tread on the bottom of his Doc Martin-like boots. He's got the body armor on, and there's actual textured pattern to it. He's got all these pouches. They don't open, but that's still pretty cool weathering. And his chest plate's got bullet dings in it and scratches, and it's dirty because he's been at this a long time, looks like. So all the different hands are sculpted just as well, with these really gnarly looking gloves with all these pads and stuff on them. So pretty cool stuff. Again, you've got the bag that they included to put all your extra accessories in, like Figma, like articulated icons, the accessories that you're not having the figure displayed with on your shelf or whatever. You can put the extra accessories in the bag so you don't lose them. So you can keep them separated from your other action figure accessories. Well, that has been everything that I can think of to tell you about the Mezco 112 Punisher regular version. I know the classic has like a white thing going on with the boots, and I think the gloves, and I think his straps and stuff, or his chest plate are white, and then the PX just has a whole lot more weapons. And different chest plate and trench coat, duffel bag, and all that kind of stuff. This is the regular version. This is the bare bones. And even the bare bones version came with a ton of stuff. Very impressed. I feel like I got a good deal, even with the $20 idiot tax, because that's the cheapest price I've seen this guy. Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Subscribe and like and comment below. And yesterday I got this cute new little baby balloon. It was the last one at Toys R Us. Woof, woof. I'm a magic. Woof, woof.
Thanks for watching.
Boo in it.